sunshine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece, that mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't right it. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumping. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I am a king of the.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today we continue on at Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First carry for Kenyon Drake. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Rosen. Complete to Bryant. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They run for the first time with Justice Hill. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Jackson. Snead's got it. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. From the gun, Jackson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, but it'll be second and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Mike 59. Mike 59. Check. Mike 59. Mike 59. We ain't giving up nothing today.
Now it's Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Two incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on third and goal here.
Mike, check. 59. Let's go one more.
Jackson from the shotgun. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
59, Mike to 59. Target.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. Xavier Howard up to make the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Running. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 45 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now on second and 13. Rosen. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There he goes left side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a touchdown. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Throwing again on second down. Rosen eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Drake. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their route, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now Rosen looking at a 3rd and 2. And some space here. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Mike, check, 59. Just like that. Check 59, Mike is good.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. 17-0 our score after 1. They're up against a 3rd and 2 to start things out.
I got you, boy.
Now Jackson from the gun. He'll throw. On the move. Touchdown, Ravens.
Great job. Touchdown for Dave.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Now a good job shifting right, finding his target.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
Watch 32. Watch the screen. Hey, Haywood. Hey, 40's Mike right there. 40's Mike. I'm here all day.
From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. And Wilson has it. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Hey, echo.
From midfield now, here's Rosen. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain.
You can try and underthrow it and go back shoulder, but your timing has to be impeccable. And here, I think it was much more of a duck than a designed back shoulder throw.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Watch it.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Rosen. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Pernell McPhee. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
That's going to be a long day. Mike 40, check.
To throw is Rosen. And he's going to go down again. Pernell McPhee able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hey, wahoo!
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Going up top. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
Here we go.
A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Hey, Steve 6. 48.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Rosen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. And that is going to be incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. No room to be had there on the 1st down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Nick Perry. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Hill. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
On 3rd down, here's Hill. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Final play and a half here. It's Jackson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Come on.
From the gun, Jackson. That one complete to Hill. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 25 yards that time.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson got a man. It's Brown. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Jerome Baker right there in coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hey, orbit.
Out of the gun. Here's Josh Rosen. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 now. It's Rosen. It's caught by Bryant. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And it's caught. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing again, it's Rosen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And it's 3rd and short.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. They want to go to the air again with Rosen. And he finds Howard complete. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now Rosen looking to throw. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 40, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tucker now to add the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 23.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. So
pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. Matt Judon. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
He's coming. Alpha. You must be getting tired.
On 3rd down, Rosen. And he's got it to Hearns. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Rosen. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Rosen will throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he? And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion. What's that? It wasn't an interception. Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Matt Judon. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And that makes him now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts. A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there. No, we don't. And a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they? They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it? It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the... And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake. 75 yards. And the Dolphins gain a bit of respectability. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game. Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time. And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row.
that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coach.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Nick Perry able to get him for a loss of about 3. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's your biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, a broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from their first one and blew out the Seahawks.
He gets it to Brown, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Xavier Howard. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Monday. Come get some. Come on here. Come get Zoo. Here.
Rosen again on 2nd and 10. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? You don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Rosen. And this is incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Here's Rosen to throw. And my goodness, another interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Tucker now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Ravens 48, Dolphins 14.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.